안녕하세요 여러분, Tony입니다. Hello everyone, it's Tony. Literally just woke up and I realized that I am a few hours late on this because I guess I overslept. That is not unusual during these holiday times, so I do apologize. But with that being said, I'm going to try to push this out as quickly as possible for you guys because this is today EXO's Baekhyun's brand new single that he just released titled Amusement Park, and it is going to be kind of like a live session music video, which is super special because we haven't had one of these in quite a hot minute, because usually they get put on the SM Town radio channel, because usually it's like either like Un Village or like Love Again or something like that, but usually it's already because there's already been a music video, or usually it's a B-side track. So very cool that it's actually going to be his actual single having a kind of like live session, and that's absolutely magical, because if you've ever heard Baekhyun, having him sing live is actually, in my opinion, better than if you were to hear him in the music video, because it doesn't do him justice. So really big treat here, and I think it's like a special gift from him for the holidays, so cannot wait. And also in the meanwhile, if you want to go check out any of my other reactions to Baekhyun, whether it be his Super M projects, whether it be his solo projects like Candy, Un Village, or like Love Again, it'll all be linked in the description box down below in the Baekhyun playlist. So hopefully you guys check it out, but without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be EXO's Baekhyun Amusement Park. Let's go! Okay, let's go. Sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be a one-take wonder. Ooh! So we got this from the teaser. Ooh, doo-doo. He looks so quickly, I have to mention this just because like it's a cool fact that I found out. It's like, to get this type of blonde hair, he had to go in for 2 sessions, 6 bleaches each. That's actually insane. Like he really put in the effort for this, because there's a video on YouTube, like this famous hairstylist who does a lot of like Korean idol, like K-pop idols hair. He uploaded like in own YouTube channel, and Baekhyun is one of them, and that took like so long. I actually watched that. It's pretty cool. If you want to go find it out on YouTube, it's probably there. You should probably look up like EXO Baekhyun hairstyle or something. It's pretty cool, honestly. You get to learn a bit of things from him. Really fun. Woo! I love the idea of just having the bass itself. Ooh! It feels like a jazz bar, kind of, you know, that it's just him and just you, you know. This feels like a live concert just for myself. This is so special. The voices in the background voices really add like a little texture to the song. Did you hear that? That kind of had like a bit of a kind of, I don't know why, but I'm thinking like Mary Poppins-esque. That's kind of like a female-ish type of extra addition to this. This is very nice overall. I really am enjoying it. It's different from like whatever I've other heard from like a live session from Baekhyun, just because it isn't as instrumentally driven. Usually there's a few more instruments, but here it's a very kind of like a cappella kind of performance. It's very kind of like you just have like the bass or the guitar right now, and obviously there's going to be the piano that comes in later, but right now it's very vocal forward, and I can definitely appreciate that, especially coming from Baekhyun. I like the addition, by the way, of the background harmonizing voice, like the backup voice being kind of like a bit of a deeper tone, because it really puts forward his actual kind of like a little bit female-ish voice, like because like he's doing a little bit of a higher voice for this song. Very nice. Oh, the piano has been going on. I didn't notice it until now. Ooh. Wow, having that violin in the background just now really made it feel a bit nostalgic to me. It brings me back to like, I don't know why, but the entire beat itself, like having that kind of addition of the violin brings me back to like when I was a child watching like Mary Poppins or something. I don't know why I keep on referencing that, but it definitely feels a bit younger, older school as like nostalgic for me. Maybe it's the Ferris wheel, maybe it's that aspect, but it's really cool. Baekhyun's so calming. Oh, mentioned to ice cream, okay. Maybe a reference to candy. Ooh. Having the deeper voice makes it feel like almost a duet. It's really cute because it's a really cool like idea to have a bit of a deeper voice kind of like go off of Baekhyun, because Baekhyun is such a master at just like everything he does with his like voice and everything with his craft, but having it kind of feel like there's an equivalent, somebody in the background. I feel like it might actually be him actually doing like a bit of a deeper voice, kind of like cool contrast. Very, very nice. It just adds an extra layer to the song. That was like, that's so nice. Oh, yo, he's showing off so much, but I love it so much. I just realized what's actually happening with like, it's not drums, it's like a board, but he's making like a squish sound. It's a very cute noise, it's a very subtle noise, but it actually adds quite a bit. It's not just there for like comedic release, it adds like a bit of dimension to the song. Like you can look, it's like a squish, 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 squish. Interesting. It almost gives that idea of like walking through the rain with the squishy noise, and that's kind of like something that I think you would get at. It feels like almost like this could be an OST, something like that, for like a little bit of like a magical moment, or even like an OST for like a Western style kind of video or like movie, because that's definitely where I see it. It feels very kind of like, you know, the streets of London type of vibe. I really, really appreciate this song. Oh, there's the inclusion of the merry-go-round. That's such a cool inclusion, because now they're using the actual merry-go-round like song carousel type of beat as the actual driving force for this actual song. That's a cool incorporation. That's a neat way. I have never seen somebody use that, and that's just a really kind of like masterful way, because it has a different like beat, but it still connects it so seamlessly with the actual song itself. It is his voice as the backup, so he did like high voice and deep voice. Woo, Baekhyun! He really gives off the vibe right here from this song of like a jazz like lead vocalist, you know? It feels like just a dream, and especially like with this at the end, kind of like really reinforces that. It feels like it's just a blur. He was just here and then he left. It really does feel like Mary Poppins to me. Okay, that was special. That was absolutely so special. That was so amazing. I am at a loss for words, but you know that's usually what's to be expected with Baekhyun. Baekhyun has been blowing my mind this entire year, from learning first about him from Candy, then learning about Un Village, Love Again, his live sessions. Live sessions, by the way, definitely still stay true. Live Baekhyun is way better than music video Baekhyun, just because you get a newfound appreciation for the vocals that this man can hit. Absolutely insane, the vocals he hits, especially if you hear him on Super M. There are some crazy high notes that he hits during some portions that are just mind-boggling, and there are like compilations of people on YouTube doing reactions to them. It's just like everybody reacting to Baekhyun just doing those high notes. Really absolutely insane, the amount of like amazingness that is oozing from this band. This song is no exception. He absolutely killed it. I think it's a really cool, like a special gift, because it does offer that kind of like nostalgic vibe that you get during the holidays, but it's not directly, I would say, a holiday song. It has a bit more of a kind of jazzy club nostalgic vibe to it, kind of almost like I've been saying throughout the video, has like, gives me that vibe of like a Mary Poppins kind of like vibe to it. I'm not sure if it's maybe just the instrumentation, like the composition of the actual song, or what not it is, but he does give off that vibe of like 1970s, 1980s jazz club vibe, like musician kind of singing. And I love the simplicity of it all. Very simple, with two guitars, one most likely being a bass, and then a piano, and then just like the kind of soundboard itself adding a different dimension, because usually it would be a drum here, but he adds like different noise levels, different like textured songs, like especially the kind of like squish noise. I didn't notice that at first, but when you do hear it, it does definitely make sense in the song, and it's not just there kind of like to be kind of like that electronic aspect. So I love how simple it is and how like minimalistic he kept it, because every note can be heard properly, every note can be heard amazingly, and it's just an overall amazing song. And the addition of like the backup voices, which I do think actually, when thinking about it, could be actually him, but just at a deeper octave, deeper tone, really brings his like more kind of like high-pitched voice to the forefront. So I love that addition there, because sometimes backup voices do turn to muffle out the actual original voice, but they don't here, because obviously Baekhyun should stand out on his own. So really cool, and I absolutely love the idea of using the merry-go-round at the end as kind of like the prevailing like music beat for like a few little portions. So that's really cool incorporation of actually the set itself. So love the entire like whole package that we got from this. So I'm assuming that from start to finish they actually had the idea of shooting at a Ferris wheel, so that's, I mean, a merry-go-round, so that's kind of like showing that they really had A to Z planned out. So really cool from part of Baekhyun, and cannot wait for to see what 2021 has in store for him, because he's been a busy man this 2020, and I cannot wait to continue our journey by learning more about Baekhyun. So hopefully you guys do stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you want to go check out any of my other reactions to Baekhyun, it'll all be linked in the Baekhyun playlist down in the description box below. Hopefully you guys check out a video. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do realize it's a bit late, and I do realize there were no edits, but I apologize for that. But yeah, kind of overslept this holiday season, but you know, who can blame me? But with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Adios, goodbye.